A glance around reveals an empty street, and I take a moment of solitude to adjust my layers. It does little to stave off the biting wind.
God damn it! I have my audio on. Son of a bitch. I have a hotkey for that. Fucking hell. Someone could have said I had no audio. Anyway, as I was saying, this game is in window mode. I don't know why this breakers wasn't. I can't fix it, but I would try to do that after the live stream. And, well, hopefully by then I might find out what was the problem of it. If not, then I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to see if I can fix it. Oh my god, I should be getting my dinner. Holy moly. Apparently I'm not live. Oh, now I'm live. Sometimes I'm. I don't know why I bother.
I clench and unclench my fingers with a deep-rooted ire.
Okay.
I am not being paid well enough for this shit.
Woo!
Then again, I never am. This was the second night since I had started this assignment. The couple had hired me to bring back their son. They hadn't been so comfortable with the way the official investigation was turning up so very little, and how much the media had begun to spin the tale into a ghost story.
Woo! Spooky, spooky story.
The phantom ice cream truck.
That was something awesome and scary at the same time.
What a mouthful.
You're my fault.
A messy case, too. The police's initial involvement had been straightforward. The first child had fell off the map like the earth had swallowed him whole. Right off the street, according to witnesses. No one saw a thing. No reliable witness heard anything either. No unfamiliar cars or people. No unfamiliar sounds. One moment he was in front of his parents' home, the next he was gone.
Wow.
Strange, but there could be plenty of explanations for such an incident. Very mundane ones. Such explanations became more unlikely when every child in the neighborhood reported hearing ice cream truck music right around the time of the disappearance.
Okay.
Of course, without a single adult able to corroborate this mysterious music, the children's testimony was quickly dismissed. Still creepy, right?
Yeah.
And oh so mysterious.
Okay.
Even more so when it happened again.
Wait, what?
Then a third time. It was the third parents who hired me.
Oh my god.
I never really figured out how my clients find me. It's not like I list my number anywhere or advertise. But somehow word of mouth leads to my phone ringing, and a familiar phrase to indicate it's for business. Ya, ya, Fatan. I seek a pact with that which should not be. I know, it's a little trippy. It's from a book I had read back in college. A friend came up with the joke as his invocation of my aid. He must have used it dozens of times when we were younger, typically for a ride when he had been out drinking.
Sorry about
I had
that.
become so used to it that when I first answered the phone and heard an unfamiliar voice say the phrase, I just kind of went with it.
Oh yeah.
The next time it was the same.
Everything same.
And then it became common.
How common are we talking about?
Where are you?
We live in Rosterfield, Maine. I know it's a long way from where I heard about you, but can you help us?
Yes.
Will you pay the price?
We will pay anything if you can bring back our son.
Get off that book. There's my supernatural journal. I went down the
deal
hotkeys.
struck. And with that, I called in sick to work. Told them I had the feeling to need a few days off. I was given shit about not getting my flu shot, but they didn't hassle me too much. That evening, I was on a plane.
Descriptions of the dead.
I arrived at the house at midnight. I did not knock. After all, it was important to keep up appearances. I didn't knock. The window to the left was latched, but the right slid up easily. I found the boys' room first and gave it a once-over. Legos, Ben 10 toys, and Star Wars paraphernalia littered the floors and walls. A quick once-over revealed nothing useful, though. I sat on the foot of the bed for almost 10 minutes before one of them stirred.
Oh my god!
Normal reaction. I turn around slowly. I return for what has been lost. From you, I need 2 items. I need a photo and an article of clothing. Something thick with its smell. The woman stands up slowly, edging against the wall, then runs to the child's room. She returns with a dirty soccer jersey and a copy of a Lost flyer. The father remains paralyzed, his eyes locked with mine. Though likely, he is just staring into the shadow beneath my hood, hoping to see something there, something human, likely questioning his decision to hire me.
Can you really find him?
We could try.
I take a long smell of the shirt, then discard it. I take a look at the photo. This time, I spend a lot longer examining it. I wasn't really some bloodhound. I couldn't track by scent, but the photo helped a lot. Now I knew what he looked like. Yes. She begins to breathe heavily, and then cries.
Aww.
The husband just continues to stare aghast into the hood of my cloak. With that, I begin to walk out. Behind me, I hear the father speak.
What did we just send after our son?
Spooky.
The first night had been uneventful. I had turned over the results of the police investigation and found myself wanting.
Wanting for what?
Wanting what? Oh, anything resembling a lead.
I've been moving a lot.
Did these people get paid to do this shit? I certainly didn't buy the superstitious who were already spreading stories about the ghostly ice cream truck.
You never know.
If a ghost were going to come back, it's very unlikely they would be scooting around in an ice cream truck.
Yes, I will.
Talking to children had been painfully hard.
No, I won't.
My one fortune was that my attire left me more reminiscent of a Slender Man than a child molester. So the times I was chased away from children I tried to interview were not mistaken for solicitation.
Fine now that Jess and I were killing Slenderman Left 4 Dead 2. I know where that place.
I shuddered violently at the thought. The children provided my first real clue. They described a tune, one that sounded like the type and consistency that an ice cream truck might have. Not that ice cream trucks are common these days. I was a little surprised these kids even knew what one was.
Well, he's not wrong. The ice cream trucks are rare. There used to be one going around my neighborhood, like during the summer, and I hardly see that now these days.
Some were even able to hum and whistle the tune for me. I wasn't entirely sure how to run with this info. The relevance of a single song really didn't occur to me. A small piece of the rest of the day was spent feeding myself and taking a nap as inconspicuously as possible. I had no intention of allowing anyone to see me be anything other than the creepy supernatural paranormal investigator. It's how I've always done things.
Of course.
You'll be surprised how quickly you can build a rep with the right look and behavior. After the nap, it was back to beating the streets. And my current predicament. It was friggin' cold. In the near distance, I watched a quartet of kids, roughly 14 or so, playing a ragged game of football. They seemed to be having a great time. but even as far away as I am, their cheers and jeers rattle my nerves. For a moment, I wish they would be quiet. As though hearing my thoughts mid-run, they stop, on cue. They stand up straight and begin to draw heavy, ragged breaths. A girl hugs the football to her chest as her eyes grow ever wider. I test reality for a moment. I wish I had a few thousand bitcoins. It occurs to me that I should have asked for something more easily checked. At the same time, it occurs to me that I didn't silence those kids.
Oh my word. I wonder what did actually silence those kids.
I bite my tongue, close my eyes, and bury the nail of my thumb into the palm of my hand.
What?
I dig in as hard as I can, drawing blood as my vision blares with the colors behind my eyelids. And then, I hear it.
Why?
The song playing on a pair of shitty speakers. The kind you'd hear on top of an old-timey ice cream truck. My eyes flick open as I scan the horizon. The truck passes me, inches from clipping my shoulder, and heading straight towards the kids. No, you fucking don't! I break into a run, and despite the trivial speed of the truck, barely manage to keep up.
Okay.
As the truck closes on the kids, it slows to a stop, and I finally begin to close the gap.
Run on home, you kids. It's getting dark. This town isn't safe after dark.
Getting dark? What is he talking about? The sun set hours ago. No sooner had the words crossed my mind when it all went black. For a few moments, I thought I had been knocked unconscious.
Okay.
Then my eyes began to adjust.
Why would you dig your nails into your own eyes? Why?
I make out the faintest impression of light.
Oh no. Oh no. This isn't good. You kids better get in. I'll get you home safe.
I
No!
watch helplessly, moving through the dark like it was molasses. Shadows pass before the light as he ushers them into the truck. The truck lights blare into brilliance, and I hear the motor roar as the car begins to move forward at a pace more in keeping with a motor vehicle. I would lose it even if I were still able to move. No! No!
What the hell's going on?
I let out a choked cry after them. Stop! Stop! Then I stop. The second cry had no depth to its volume. While the no had echoed normally down the empty street, the scream of stop had sounded like I screamed into the middle of a very crowded room. Slowly I reach behind me, laying hands on one of my pieces of emergency equipment. The kind of stuff you don't use when you want people to think you're some manner of elder horror. I slowly bring it around, just as I feel the breath on my neck. With a whip, I crack the flare. Seeing it burn red hot through my clenched eyes, and I hear the cacophony of screams. I open them. Thousands of twisted, naked heaps of malformed, demi-human flesh writhe in the agony of the light.
Oh
As
my
I raise it above
god!
head, the flare burns brighter. The darkness washes away. I wheel around in place, but find myself alone back in the street.
What the fuck?
In the middle of the day. I drop the flare and try futilely to snuff it out with my boot. My little display has drawn an audience, and not so far down the street, I see my clients. Oh, fuck.
What the hell?
So it's ghosts.
I merely nod slowly.
But you can still get him back?
I nod again.
But it's been over a week since you started searching. He hasn't eaten anything.
A week?
I still couldn't wrap my mind around how much time had passed in the darkness. He will be fine. Time does not pass normally where he is.
You know where he is?
I nod. I'm going there tonight to get him back. They start crying. I'm not really sure what to do at this point, so I stand there, awkwardly, hoping that my layers give me more of the appearance of stoicism than an awkward penguin. Apparently it works.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I leave the building as they both chant "thank you," like it was some kind of prayer. It's not the first time I'd heard that prayer.
Oh. I think.
It's not the first time I had done this. I'm ready this time as night falls. I withdraw a small shot and without hesitation jam it into my arm. Viper venom. I had a friend back home who kept one as a pet. Weird kid. Milks the things. Sells the venom, mostly to medical facilities. Occasionally he sells it to me.
Toby.
My knees nearly buckle as the burning begins to creep through my arm. I stifle a scream. Then I hear it, and everything clicks. I let out a long sigh and stand up, adjusting my layers. I turn my eyes to fall upon the approaching truck. My hand goes behind my back and my fingers close. I train the gun on the truck and unload a triad of shots into the ghost truck's engine. The engine sputters, the grating burns, melting away, and the music screams in protest.
What do you think you're doing?
An escapee from an Andy Warhol painting stutters, stepping awkwardly from the vehicle.
It's getting dark. I have to protect the children.
Only one thing may not exist. You and that which you fear must cease to be.
But the children...
The darkness falls upon me. With such force, I stagger. I lose my grip and the gun disappears, searing into the shifting mass of flesh. My hand goes behind my back, and my grip closes around a rough-hewn blade, forged of obsidian and steel.
What is going on?
And as I carve outwards, I hear the screams of all the lost children, unwilling to accept their fate, and swallowed by the darkness. Flesh tatters as I carve, burning away like paper.
Oh my
until
God.
Finally, I lay into the man.
No, you don't understand. I was just trying to help.
I bury the blade into his throat. The cacophony resounds as the children who lost themselves in the darkness writhe, and I go about my work of freeing them all, just as I had freed this man.
What the hell? What's happening?
Oh, my baby. It's okay. Everyone's okay.
No, not everyone. They're all dead. Everyone died.
7 kids lost here. And I got back all of them. I wonder how many I actually freed. How many had he trapped in his nightmare? And what the hell was he so afraid of in that darkness? And most importantly, why did he ultimately abandon them to it?
I don't know how to thank you. After a week of not hearing from you, I'd feared for the worst. A month after that, and I'd come to accept that it was over.
I'm confused.
His eyes fall to his wife, still babying the boy, who won't stop staring off into the distance.
I'm so confused. What's going on?
She had faith, though. She said that you were an angel, or maybe a demon. She didn't care. She believed in you. Some nights after she had said her Hail Marys, I would see her put her hands together, and I would hear her. She prayed to you.
I was almost flattered, but to tell the truth, the idea of someone believing so much in me, and praying to me, it was terrifying.
I want you to know, I'm willing to pay more than whatever your normal fee is. We've been living with a tight belt since I called you, and I won't lie and say I don't do well for myself. I have more than enough saved up to pay you anything we could ask. Or, if there's something else you want, there's nothing I can offer you that means more to me than my son.
I let out a long sigh. I reach up to my hood and pull it back. Both of them gasp, stepping back, and then cocking eyebrows in unison, having perhaps expected something more. After having been gone for 2 months, I could really use a job.
Wait, is that it? That was it. Okay, guys, I'm confused. I really am confused. I have no idea what the hell was that. Like, what? I don't. I really don't understand. Like, that's these two done. What about this one? The prescription of the dead. Tyrone has made it his business to help solve the troubles of those affected by the dead. But what seems like a case of a beginning of haunting, my friend may find him risking more than his life, but his very soul. Okay? Descriptions of the dead.
I'll be the first to admit, there's something a little sad about watching a pirated copy of the original Star Wars trilogy.
Oh, this is one me and Dark saw during a teaser of this.
It's been out for as long as I've been alive. You'd think I'd own a legal copy by now.
True.
But really, where can you find a legal copy nowadays where Greedo shoots first? Nowhere. It's a sad fact of life. I pull another chip from the bag and munch as quietly as I can. I have the volume way down so I can hear the rest of the house easily. The crunching of the chip is almost loud enough to drown out Han's rant about the Falcon's speed. My eyes dart
What
up
the
to the
hell?
girl on the ceiling.
What?
She's still staring, wide-eyed, her pupils dilated, and her claws clicking rhythmically at her sides while she sits watching me.
Guys, what the fuck? I don't understand. I really don't. You know that?
I pull out my phone and snap another picture of her, checking to make sure the screen stays empty. It does, and I slide the device back into my pocket. The owners of the house had been right. They had a ghost. But it was a harmless haunt, incapable of manifestation.
Really?
The creepiest thing she had done was stand at the end of the hallway and watch me watch TV with their amazing sound system. She clicks at me and I hush her, as though it wasn't already hard enough to hear.
Okay.
She doesn't respond, and I regret not downloading a version with subtitles. I've been here for almost a week. So far, only Little Miss Claus has shown up, and it hadn't been hard to identify her. She's the ghost of a girl who had suffered from an acute case of depression and took her own life.
Ooh. Oh my god.
Apparently, she did the deed with a pair of scissors, which explains the increasingly annoying clicking scissor claws. Her family had sold the house after the loss of their only daughter. It eventually ended up in the hands of the current owners, the ones who had hired me. Their descriptions of the haunt had pretty much been a dead ringer of the girl. They had, of course, complained of cold spots and objects disappearing and reappearing elsewhere, but odds were high that they were misplacing their own stuff and giving themselves the chills. Same way any scary movie can. For the chills, I mean. Good old-fashioned forgetfulness explains the moving stuff. The girl
That happened to me
keeps on clicking.
sometimes.
Her bloodied claws are writhing as she stares. sitting on the ceiling as though she had chosen to break a few laws, starting with gravity.
Alright, I'm going to save this. Because I want to know what's happened.
Answer me a question, Ghost Girl. Why does everyone who's dead seem to have black hair? I mean, really? Do gingers actually lack a soul or something? Before she has a chance to answer my question, a knock comes from the door. I swear to... Someone called the cops on me again. I'm gonna give them a goddamn reason to. I'm not an effing squatter. It's hard to be here. I free myself from the ensnarement of the amazing plush furniture and trudge to the door, muttering nonsense the whole way. Throwing it open, I find someone new.
You're still here.
Oh, hi.
Yes, I am. I'm still working. Well, not right now, actually. I'm taking a break while some things are settling. And, you are?
You know, most of the other neighbors think you're a squatter.
I grimace. Yeah, I know. I've had to talk to the police twice already.
What are you even working on? I thought that they were done with renovations months ago.
Yeah, like I'd do something as psycho as that. The owners reported some odd noises. Creaking, groaning, rattling. The kind of noises you don't want to be hearing in a newly renovated home. The thing is, their contractors haven't been able to identify the source or even replicate the issue when on site. I do construction. I'm in between jobs right now, so they're hiring me to stay here until the issue occurs and use my expertise to identify and resolve the problem. That sounded pretty believable, not to mention oddly close to the truth. It'd have been enough for the police both times before, after all. Well, that and a Skype chat with the actual owners.
That makes sense. So, what, you're sleeping on the floor waiting for the noises they were reporting?
I don't have to sleep on the floor, considering it's fully furnished.
Toby.
You don't think it could be the ghost that's rumored to haunt this place?
I force a snicker. She immediately flushes.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not the superstitious type. Everyone knows ghosts aren't real. Everyone was wrong, of course. But I wasn't going to admit that right now.
Look, I didn't...
Though if it's a long-standing rumor, it might have been something to do with the foundation. Do you know how long this building has been haunted? She flushed further and bit her lip. What's she doing here? An amateur hour ghost hunter, maybe?
I don't know. At least 10 years. That's when my family first moved in over there.
She points to what was, more or less, a mansion across the street and a few houses down. Not that this was kind of a high neighborhood, which was a large part of the reason I had met law enforcement twice already.
Okay, Toby, okay. I'm calling on my knees now. Just realized no one's on my live stream. I guess no one likes spooky thing. Spooky skeleton. I didn't want to start this like at 6 or something, but due to the issues I had, so I just started working time I can get fixed.
I suppose I'll have to go back at it again with my level. See if I can find anywhere that may hide a seam in the foundation.
Sure, you never know.
Do you need help?
Okay, seriously, what was her deal?
She just wants to help you.
No, I've got it just fine.
Oh, okay. Well, it was nice to meet you.
You too, kid.
Aww.
She stands there watching with the eyes of a puppy as I close the door on her. I look back to the clicking ghost on the ceiling and realize that I got more heebie-jeebies from talking to that girl than I did watching movies with a ghost hanging above my head. I nearly jump out of my skin as my phone goes off. The ringtone clearly indicates it's to my work number. Looks like I have another job after this one, Snippy. She clicks the same as she had before, unresponsive to my attempts to converse with her. Which is a good thing. I mean, she's a passive hunt. No need to gank her. She'll fade naturally. I answer my phone and wait for the words. There's a moment of silence.
Okay.
Is this the boy in the Dylan's house?
I recognize the voice immediately. I hang up. Her knock follows not a moment after.
I heard your phone ring. You answered at exactly the same time.
Maybe she had gotten my number somewhere, caller ID or something in the house. Maybe she didn't realize the significance. How did you get my number?
Wow, way to maintain an air of mystery.
Well, that's nice.
Huh?
Aren't you supposed to have some line like La Fatagan or something?
No, the caller is supposed to say that. Fuck. Did I just say that?
Yeah.
Oh.
An awkward pause hung itself, much like I was thinking about doing.
Can I come in? It feels odd to talk about this kind of stuff on the other side of the door when you're right there.
I grimace and let her in. How did you get my number?
I read about it on 4chan. I wasn't sure it was you until just now, though. I had my suspicions from the moment you arrived.
Who is this girl?
Someone posted my number on 4chan?
You're nothing like I imagined from the urban legends, though.
What, were you not expecting a black guy?
Well, I was expecting someone tall and dark, so I suppose I was right in a sense.
Oh, that's brave. A race joke.
Oh my god.
Why are you making it about that?
Because I'm hoping it makes you feel uncomfortable and you'll leave.
Oh my god.
So, is it true? Is anything here?
I almost turned to check on the girl in the ceiling, but maintained my gaze. Nothing that the tenants have to worry about, it would seem.
That's an evasive answer.
Will you leave if I give you some information?
Yes. Well, maybe. It depends on what you tell me.
Just have her.
As much. I'm a spiritualist. I work for folks who think they have ghosts. I flip up my hood.
Spooky.
With the appropriate ambience, I strike a much more intimidating character. The girl's face paled a little.
No kidding.
The hood is actually one I stole from the body of a serial killer. His psychic residue left it with an aura of violence that would invoke fear. It's a long story.
What the hell? Seriously, why would you steal from a serial killer? That's just... I'm questioning things.
What more would you know?
Are they real?
Yes, but they're so rare, you will never encounter one in your entire life. It was a half-truth. She wouldn't. She didn't have the spiritual perception.
Oh, it's not prescriptions, the perceptions of the dead. Oh, Jess, we got it wrong. It's perceptions, not prescriptions.
The lie lay in the rarity, as advertised by the clicking of the girl on the ceiling.
I think that's her responding.
Oh.
Disappointment. Good. It shouldn't take much to push her towards boredom and a departure. She looks around the house, the disappointment slowly spreading to her face.
Ah.
So there's no...
Why does she stop? I follow her gaze to the girl on the ceiling.
Oh.
The clicks grew louder. The ghost stood up in a violent convulsion.
What?
Oh no. She could see it, and it her. All at once, it rushed her.
Oh my
Pulse moving
god!
wildly as its seizure-like movements brought it closer. Fear had taken the girl's voice. Should I kill it? No, it's harmless to almost everyone. There's only one thing to do. I roar. I feel my body start to crumble. I always feel like this when I roar. To tell the truth, I still don't even know what I'm really doing. But I can feel myself die, just a little. And let's just say when I actually die, I'm gonna be a handful of a haunt for my successor. The girl on the ceiling stops in her tracks. A moment of pause and she retreats, sitting back above the TV where she had watched me earlier. I let out a breath as my soul snaps back into place. Behind me, I hear desperate gasping. Great, maybe a panic attack will scare her off. Slowly she raises her arm. I follow the finger. It's not pointing at the girl on the roof.
There's someone out there.
I turn to the glazed glass door.
What?
Pressed flush against the glass
Oh
is
my
a
God!
face without features and hands with fingers too long. For the first time in years, I felt my blood run cold. No.
What the fuck?
What's wrong?
Her voice is still panicked.
Scream again! Make it go away!
I try to speak, but my voice catches in my throat as its hand glides smoothly to the doorknob, and the handle begins to turn. I lunge to turn the deadbolt.
What's wrong? What is it?
Why can't I speak?
Scream again!
The handle stops rattling. The form steps away from the door, fading into obscurity of the frosted glass. No.
No, what?
She was in shock. It was a defense mechanism. I wish I could easily overcome my fear with it. We need to figure out a way to escape. I had grown complacent. Even the most violent specter I'd encountered as of late had never actually threatened my life.
Why? Can't you deal with it? Why are you scared of it and not the woman with bladed hands?
That's the thing outside. I call it a slender. I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's more than one even.
Slender? You call it a slender? Like Slender Man?
Oh my god.
I nod, watching for movement outside the door. The last one. I wince just thinking about it. I've only ever met someone like me once. It killed them.
Oh god.
It doesn't obey any of the rules. In the distance of the back of the house, I hear a rattle, and then a slow, deafening creak. She gasps, then stifles her breath. Silence falls as even the clicking stops.
It's inside. Oh god, it's here. Why did I come here?
The ghost on the ceiling scuttles away, hurrying up the incline above the stairs. I try to steady my breathing. Slowly, I lean over, peering around the corner, down the hallway to the back half of the house. As still as the grave, it stands, a silhouette in the hallway. Fuck. Should I move? Should I run? The decision is made for me as a hand closes around my own. The sight is gone as I feel myself tug backwards. I turn, following the girl from across the street up the stairs. Why are we going upstairs? There's nowhere to escape from there. It's too late to change my mind. Behind me, at the foot of the stairs, it stands, still as stone.
Run!
I flee, retreating to the safety of the master bedroom, locking the door.
What was I thinking? I should have just kept running. Why did I stop? Why did I think you would be different than anyone else?
What?
Well, I'm confused.
I thought you were strong. I mean, you are strong, that's obvious. You were able to travel so far.
I just took a plane.
Jesus, you're that strong? You can keep up that level of manifestation long enough to fly on a plane?
What?
I mean, I can appear within 10 miles of where I died, compared to the boy that those creatures devoured.
What are you talking about?
I've never met a ghost as strong as you.
I'm not dead. Abruptly, she stops in her tracks.
Are you kidding? How can you be so strong and not realize you're dead?
Oops.
I'm not dead.
Look, it doesn't matter what you think, because in a moment that thing is going to come in here.
She grimaced, holding back tears.
It's going to come in here and kill me again. I'm not ready for that. Dying once was bad enough.
For a moment,
Oh
the
my
mood
God!
fades and I see her, bloodied and bruised. She looked like she had been hit by a truck. You're a ghost? Splinters hit my shoulder. I wheel around, finding my blade in motion as fluid as only practice can provide. The creature fills the doorway like a tombstone, and then it moves. Like oil sliding across a hot pan, the creature sidesteps me, ignoring me as if I were nothing more than a piece of furniture. It approaches the girl, and I hear her scream. I scream, reality becomes a blur, and I bring around my blade.
I don't know what choices there are, so...
It shatters harmlessly against the white flesh, as though it were glass dashed against a rock. I watch in confusion and horror as a seam tears open across its face. Then, I watch it tear apart, unhinging its jaw. It lunges forward, and in a single moment, she is gone. Her scream cut short in a violent swallow. No! No. Not again. I won't let you! The creature turns slowly, looking around as though confused. I step toward it, and each of my footsteps seems to burn the ground. The creature steps back, still silent as the grave. I'm lost in what I'm doing. I reach out and simply touch the creature. Waves of light and color wash over the creature, pulse by pulse. The creature's color slowly shifts to match the world around it.
Oh, God.
And then, it's simply gone. My breathing steadies, and the color fades. Eventually, the world turns pale, normalcy descending. The creature is simply gone. What was that? I looked down, opening and closing my fists. There was nothing left of whatever I had done, or the Slender for that matter. I look around the room, impossibly confused. No, seriously, what the fuck was that?
I don't know. Am I supposed to know?
No. Damn, I hurt all over. Who are you anyway?
Tulip. My name's Tulip.
Tulip? Brooks?
Yeah.
Been Then who? I turned to watch the scissor girl skitter away.
I don't know. She's been here since before I died.
I flopped back down, laying flat on the floor.
Oh my god. Who the hell was the Scissors Girl then, if that wasn't Joy Brooks?
My parents' old house is just as I left it. I wonder exactly how much upkeep Marcus has actually been doing. Judging from the lawn, he's at least mowed it in the 4 years since I've seen him. Fuck, 4 years. Had it really been that long since I had returned home?
Probably.
Wow, you have a really nice place.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Your place. It's nice.
How are you here?
Spirits are tied to places they have strong emotional attachments to.
That and people? Oh no, don't tell me you're haunting me.
Yeah,
now.
she is. She is?
She doesn't reply, only blushing. Great, now I got Sabrina the teenage ghost following me.
I'm 26.
Wait, what?
You died when you were 16, so you look 16 to me.
But 10 years she died?
Silence falls between us.
She's meant to be 26 when she's alive, and she died at the age of 16. That's 10 years.
Look, just stay out here until I've had a chance to talk with Marcus. I approached the doorway with more than a fair degree of hesitation. What was I expecting?
I don't know.
Her words echo in my head.
How can you be so strong and not realize you're dead?
It wouldn't be the first time I had encountered a ghost who didn't know they were dead. They would
Probably
block
are
it out.
dead.
Their death, their funeral.
Mm.
They would then avoid anything that will remind them of their death. Like their home. My eyes settle on the front door as it opens, and a larger man steps out. His shaggy, dirty blonde hair is cut the same length as when I last saw him, but his jaw is framed by a neatly trimmed beard. He's carrying a blue garbage bag. He only takes 2 steps from the door before he meets my eyes.
Tyrone? Tyrone? Tyrone?
Yes.
Tyrone?
It had been a long time since I had heard that name. It sounded almost alien. Hey, Marcus.
Holy shit, you're alive! I mean, I kind of assumed you were. I hadn't been kicked out of your place by your next of kin yet. Man, it's so good to see you. I thought you were dead.
Why'd you think that?
Maybe because you've been gone for 4 fucking years? What the fuck have you been doing?
Work, mostly.
I hope you're getting paid buku bucks if you're ignoring your friend for 4 years.
My thoughts trail to my less than impressive bank account. Not really.
What, did you join the military? Chicks dig boys in uniform.
Oh my
Is
god.
that how you picked up the chick?
Wait. What?
What chick?
Tulip?
The chick that's been staying in your room for the last month? Showed up out of nowhere and just kind of waltzed in. She had a key or something. Not very talkative.
I don't bother to answer the question. I step past him, his face contorting in worry and confusion. I step inside and feel it immediately, the presence of a haunt.
Oh my god.
I walk towards my room. The door's open, and she's sitting.
Wait, that's her. She's gonna be the next part of this.
Just reading.
What's up with her hair?
I don't recognize her, but she's clearly dead. The hair bleeding up the walls and tangling up towards the cow skull are dead giveaways.
Man, I'm sorry. Is she just some homeless chick that picked the lock or something? She seemed like she owned the place, so I assume you knew her. She said she was waiting for you, too.
What?
Well, apparently, she had a normal-looking outward manifestation. I know for a fact she didn't die here. And she's been here for a month. She must be incredibly powerful.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay, man, your silence makes me think you might know her. But there's something awkward about your relationship you're not telling me, so I think I'll let you two talk.
What relationship?
But if you fucking leave without talking to me about whatever the fuck you've been up to since you left, I swear I'm gonna kill you.
Marcus walks away, closing the door behind him. It's kind of unfortunate. I don't have a moment to enjoy the fact that his threatening of my life confirmed that neighbor girl had been wrong. I was still alive. Unlike this girl. Who are you? Look, I know it's not the best question, but really, I'm a mess. I had been almost completely convinced that I was undead until a couple of seconds ago.
Tyrone, I had been expecting something more noteworthy for something like you.
What the hell?
I was expecting Damien, perhaps.
You should really consider answering one of my questions soon.
What? How can someone so powerful not know they are dead?
What?
I can feel the hairs on the back of my neck and my forearms rise.
Who is she?
No, I was alive.
The simple answer to that is that you're not dead. An anomaly, but not dead.
Like, what are you?
Unlike you, I am dead. I am dead, and I am happy to continue being so. I like being here. I don't want to leave.
Hey, this is my house.
Not your house. I mean, the material world. You see, I'm too strong to so easily fade, and I've been here a long time.
How long? What the hell?
I'm more than strong enough to attract the attention of the gnolls. Yes, like the one you killed, or whatever you managed to do to it. Do you even know, by the way? Yes, I can read thoughts. Sorry, I'll stop.
I glare.
My name is Ripley.
Ripley! That's right. That's right. I was reading her character profile on Kickstarter. Her name is actually Ripley, and no one knows she's been dead for a long time, and she's not like your everyday average ghost. She's different. I really wanted to know what happened in a... Fuck, I forgot the name. Specifics of the dead.
She grins.
And I would like very much to stay that way.
Okay.
So, you're a ghost? Or is she a ghost? Are you both ghosts? Am I a ghost? Oh man,
What?
I knew that chili had gone bad. I swear I'll buy better Tupperware in the next life.
I don't understand. Guys, I'm confused. Like, I really am confused. I have no idea what's going on. Just... I have no idea. It's so weird right now, but yeah, come on, go, sure. But I know that wasn't long, but hey, it's better than nothing. But yeah. But at least now we know a bit more what's going on. But Jill will be coming back in, and the specifics of the dead until the game's like released. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stop it here for now, and I will like see you.